everybody. It is Mike from Rage Quit Radio. That sounds really weird for me to say these days, but I'm here at Big Fandom Greenville, and I am here with two people whose names I'm about to murder, I'm quite certain. Help me again? Arabus and Adriel. I was close, folks. So, these wonderful folks are from the Emerald Vale. I was speaking with them for like 4 minutes, but they're so awesome. And you guys have a live-action role-play group here in Greenville.
Yes, it's down at the Greenville Park here this Park.
Hold this up so while you're talking. So tell us a little bit about it. What's the whole idea behind the Emerald Vale? Kind of the setting. Tell us a little bit about it. What are these characters here? And I'll move this closer as we're talking. Manual zoom.
Well, the story for the Emerald Vale takes place in a land. It's heavily forested, but we have a kingdom.
Okay.
Right? In the kingdom, we have our queen and our king currently, and our past queen who stepped down. Mm-hmm. She was she was a magical healer. Okay. She also had an alternate character that was a Valkyrie. That's come to play. So in the Vale, it's kind of keep it hidden from certain characters, but the overall story is that it takes place in kind of purgatory. It's kind of purgatory because you can still kind of die, and
sure.
There are all types of creatures and things there. But for the most part, it's another dimension where all these creatures and spells and magic things take place.
Okay, very cool. And you're the historian.
I'm current historian for all the stories and everything in the Vale.
Okay, very awesome. And we're gonna get our angelic knight here as well. So for those people out there who don't necessarily know what a live-action role-playing game is, on Rage Quit Radio, we do a lot of tabletop games. So we've seen fantasy, and we've just started our Legend of the Five Rings tabletop role-playing game.
Fantastic.
What would someone be in store for, or what should they know if they've never done a LARP before?
When they come out, they will much like D&D, you pick a character, you pick the attributes you think that would be familiar to your character. You build them, you give them a name, you give them a backstory, you tell them what you would like to see as far as it progressing. Then our leaders would take that into consideration. They would build more of a story for you. Where you come out onto the field, they would train you with the weapons. If you do not have your own, I just got this one. If you do not have your own, then they can provide them for you. And then they also have crafting sessions, so that they teach you how you can make your weapons. So as you progress through your character and you get comfortable with it, you can make your own weapons. They teach you to make costuming. We have some actually on field as well. So when someone comes out, they're ready to come in. They get a feel for what the LARP is. They can dress up and join the crowd.
Awesome. Now, I suspect some people out there have a lot of misconceptions about live-action role-playing. So we're going to lay some of those to rest. I'm assuming that this is not simply go out there and beat the bejesus out of each other with foam, foam stuff.
We have lots of rules and regulations to keep things safe, but also free fun. There aren't too many rules to make the bog down the gameplay, but there's enough to keep everyone safe and happy.
Keep it safe. Keep the weapons are checked every time they come in. Every single week. It doesn't matter if you came in the weekend before and they said it was okay. It gets checked again to make sure there's no corrosion or anything like that. And most of it, we're actually leaning towards the role play aspect of it, so that people can enjoy it and build a character that they're actually attached to. It's much like D&D, and something that they can grow with over years, not something you just kind of fishes out over once.
Way more into character development and playing role play than having you just go around and just be like a sport, like you're just here to fight and stuff like that. It's more about building your character and playing with the others.
And we have crafting sessions to learn how to do the weapons. They have crafting sessions to learn how to make the outfits. They have events, like we just had Coronation, which is where we assign the new king and queen. Mm-hmm. That happens each year. There's other events that we have that they plan out and decorate the whole area, and you go into some major role play for it. We're going to be doing Christmas parties for our group. They're going to be meeting a second Charles.
Okay.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, it's really involved with a lot. It's a lot of family. That's what we turned into.
And let me ask this, because this is one of those things I've always been curious about. Obviously, if you're playing a tabletop role-playing game, something like a D&D or a Legend of the Five Rings or what have you, conflict resolution is, whether it's a check or a test or whatnot, is usually fairly easy. You roll some dice and you see what happens. How would you do that in a LARP?
For our group, we have those who are arbitrators, we call them arbs.
Okay.
They wear yellow satin suits, easy to take to see in the field.
Okay.
They are near the end of the conflict. Like they make a plan, you stick to it on the field, and then afterward you come talk about it and take over there. But make sure that everything goes through smoothly in the field, you stick to the arbs rules, and keep going.
They have a storyline in place whenever they start. They have a goal at the end that you're supposed to reach, and there's, like I said, the art. There's rules in place, whether armor rules, what will get you killed in that particular situation, and things like that. So there won't be any rolling for it. It'll be up to the artists.
I've seen different ones where it's some people it would be like a deck of cards and you just carry cards around with you, and I've seen some where it's rock paper scissors.
Most of our fighting is skill based. So the werewolf are the biggest rating.
Okay, well,
We have a point system where each limb is a point. Each arm is gone. Each leg is gone. 3 limbs are dead.
one would imagine you might not be standing.
Or twice in one limb.
Yes. If you lose both your legs, you can stand in one place and get kneel down like this.
Okay.
Or they'll just drag the limb behind you.
Okay.
No hopping, no running.
Running, lose a leg, you are zombies sliding around.
You suddenly become the Black Knight from Monty Python,
Yes.
is what you're telling me. Okay.
And then people ask about armor. Well, depending on the armor, this is 2 points, this is leather. If you're wearing metal, it's 3 points, and then you have to hit it 3 times and then connect it.
Okay.
So that helps your chance for actual survival.
That makes sense. So it sounds to me like many a role-playing game, at least the way I like to do it. Personally, you're not letting the rules get in the way of a good story. It's all about the story of the character.
And how the characters play them out.
Very cool, very cool.
Oh, there's one other part actually that makes it a lot more fun.
All right.
We have factions. So the field can actually be divided into 4 factions right now. We have Alpha, Sparrow, we have the Sentinels, which he would be on. We have Ravenclaw, and then the Black Days? Black Days is another faction.
We are a pirate.
They're what?
Our pirate faction.
They're the pirate faction.
The pirate faction.
Yes.
Not a thief faction.
Not the
not a thief faction, but the pirate faction. Okay.
And those factions have their own inner turmoil. They can deal with each other, they can band with each other. And we have faction battles where we fight off with each other during the month.
So if someone was more interested in to learn more about the Emerald Vale and what you guys do and how to take part, what would they need to do? Where would they go?
Oh, first we have our Facebook page that posts some information about all our events and events and everything like that. We also have certain other online things coming up, but we're in the process of looking at our social media.
So YouTube, Facebook. We have business cards if anybody wants to come out and grab a flyer. We can point them in the direction of the role play page, which is a place for somebody to go in and just read up on the other characters.
And you guys meet Saturdays?
Saturdays at 12.
Cleveland Park near the Greenville Zoo. I'm going to take one of these flyers and put this info in the show notes. So, absolutely. So we're going to back this up a little bit again. So I'm no longer simply a disembodied head, which I have been on numerous episodes of Rage Quit Radio. Joe, you don't know what you're missing up here today. So our normal host is our Ronin in the Know, Mr. Joe, and he couldn't make it up here today. So I'm pulling double duty for 2 of the shows on our YouTube channel. So I want to thank our historian. Don't tell me. Arabus. I passed my intellect test. And Adriel. That one I can remember, oddly enough, but I'll explain why after in a minute off camera. Folks, thank you very much. I want to thank the folks here from Emerald Vale, and we got more from Big Fandom Greenville coming up. Stick around.